Alperen Sengun for Giannis Antetokounmpo? Let's talk about it. What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Summit State of Mind, presented to you by the Apollo Podcast Network and powered by J-Bar M. That's right, J-Bar M, the best happy hour, the best barbecue in the city of H-Town, located just minutes from the Toyota Center where your Houston Rockets play. In this episode, we're going to discuss some offseason talk. We're going to discuss some rumors, a possible Alperen Sengun for Giannis Antetokounmpo trade that the GM has a lot to say. But of course, once again, and I already said his name, joined here in the show, live and in living color. Shouts to CM Punk.
Shout out to CM Punk.
The OG team is in the house.
Yes.
GM, how we doing?
We're too busy ruining basketball podcasts for everyone around, where we ask the really good questions only on this podcast.
Oh, that's right. I didn't do the intro. Welcome to the Summit State of Mind, where we ruin Houston Rockets podcasts everywhere.
I don't know if anyone understands that, but maybe for the few of those that understand.
We've gained like 4,000 wrestling fans on the YouTube.
That decide they want to watch basketball content too.
Well, in our defense, they recognize our faces enough to be like, okay, those are the wrestling guys, so we'll give them, there's a title belt in the middle of us. So
I hope so. That would be cool. I mean, I would appreciate that. But yeah, man, I mean, everything's good. Like a lot of the rumor stuff that's been going down that you talked about earlier. I mean,
percolating.
There's a lot of dialogue on the internet.
Talks.
On Twitter. A lot of people have an opinion on it. But, we're here, and we're in it. We are now at the beginning of the thickness of Rockets offseason, not real offseason just yet.
I'm just proud that it didn't happen in April.
Yeah, we'll take that.
That it didn't end after Game 82.
Yeah, we'll take that.
We dragged it out to 7 games, obviously, and shout-outs to the Warriors. They were just hamstring away from getting it. Just a hamstring away.
Oh,
you hate to see it.
You hate
to see it.
Not sorry. Not sorry, Warriors
Well,
fans.
let's give a shout-out one time to the WNBA. WNBA is tipping off tonight, so shout-outs to them. I couldn't rock it. It's too hot, but we got to bring the hoodie one time. Everyone watches women's sports right here. There you go. Buy Together, an all-women-owned company. Go check them out. Go get their hoodie. They're happy enough to get this right here. Everyone watches women's sports. Shout-outs to WNBA tipping off tonight. Indiana Fever time.
Oh yeah, Indiana
Bring
Fever.
the Houston Comets back.
Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese.
Bring the Comets back.
It's about to go down tonight. I'm excited for
I'm excited too.
WNBA offseason. WNBA season. NBA offseason. Yikes.
WNBA.
Tongue twister.
WNBA season with the NBA off season.
Yep.
That's our talk. That's our topic for today.
Absolutely.
GM, let's talk about it right now. Let's get right into it. First of all, Giannis Antetokounmpo. The Bucks fell short during the season.
Another first-round exit. We know that rumors have kind of been percolating throughout the season for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Mm-hmm. More of a pipe dream than anything during the season for the Rockets, at the very least, on gaining steam, on trying to get a Giannis caliber type player. Obviously, it was more pivoting towards Durant, but obviously, as the Rockets dragged the Warriors to a 7-game series, and along with the touted youth and the team just kind of coming up and becoming more and more of a threat with now, a 30-year-old, is it 29-year-old, 30-year-old Giannis? I think it's like 30 or 31.
So 30, literally in his prime, as every day passes, it's starting to become more and more feasible for the Houston Rockets to prepare a Godfather offer for a Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah.
Obviously, with this trade on the table and Giannis kind of debating whether or not his future is going to reside in Milwaukee or if his destination is going to take him south into Texas, overall, kind of like what are your thoughts kind of going into this offseason with Giannis kind of as like the main goal right now, at least from the Houston Rockets perspective is what it looks like?
I mean, there's a lot of rumors and innuendo that's going out there about the Rockets and what they're not trying to do. I mean, if you listen to Stone and Ime Udoka's presser, they stated that they're very comfortable in standing pat. And I still think that they are comfortable with that. When they say that there are talks, and when they say that
there are discussions and whatever in terms of an exchange, basically these teams are weighing out their options. I think it's only fair that, the Rockets can weigh out their options. Even though staying pat could be ideal, I'm not opposed to that. Right. There are obvious reasons and weaknesses that were exposed in round one against the Warriors.
Yeah.
That where they believe a Giannis could potentially help us. Obviously, the question there is, what is the price for Giannis Antetokounmpo? And now that's where the difficulty lies in terms of the value, because to get someone of a caliber of Giannis could potentially gut this roster, and that's not what Stone really wants to do.
No,
I believe
definitely
that
not.
Stone, what he wants to do is keep the best players around and fits if we were to somehow acquire Giannis. And, we're starting to see the rumors about Sengun's name being floated. And I don't think that it's impossible to think that it's true. I mean, the idea of putting Sengun, Amen Thompson, and Giannis together might feel really enticing until we see his own defense for 10 minutes and go 0 for 10 from the field. I mean, I'm just stating in terms of in jest, right? A zone defense takes away. They're challenging you to shoot, and shooting isn't their strengths. But overall, I think that the Rockets are in a position to where they will truly weigh out what is here in terms of staying and what it would take to bring in Giannis and the improvement that they could make. I mean, I'm all for what the Rockets believe is the best foot moving forward. I'm going to be honest with all of you guys. I'm Rockets fans first. Yeah. I don't care if I'm right.
Yeah, no, of course not. No, and
I
think Stone's kind of earned that trust within, at least for us, at least for the summit.
Yes.
I can't speak for all Rockets fans, but I can speak for us on this show. And Stone has absolutely earned the trust of myself and the GM to whatever he feels like he has to quarterback, or whatever they feel like if they're going to dedicate themselves to this certain proposition, whatever it may be, whether it's acquire a superstar talent in the offseason or continue to cultivate the youth and bring in maybe a couple veteran players here and there, sprinkle it in with some shooters. Obviously, we're going to trust the process with whatever Stone wants to put forward. But with you saying that it's gonna cost, you're right. It is to a degree gonna gut this roster. Is Giannis a top 5 player in the NBA? Do you believe it?
Right now?
Right now, as of today, is Giannis a top 5 player?
Yes.
That's what I'm just thinking right now.
Yes.
So if you're a top 5 guy, because I agree with you, because if you were gonna say top 5, I was gonna be like,
I mean,
my man's averaging 30 and 11.
At latest, top 6. I mean, it just depends on who you're trying to bring.
I mean, we're not just,
but it's like what Jokic.
We can't
Giannis,
right?
SGA.
But we can't do recency,
MVP.
right? But we can't do recency bias either. Like
Yeah.
we gotta, just because they didn't get out of the first round, just because they're floundering on the Milwaukee Bucks doesn't mean that doesn't take away anything from Giannis being a fucking hooper.
The weakest conference.
The weakest.
I was gonna say the Weastern.
The Weastern.
Weakest.
The Leastern Conference.
I wanted to. Yeah, there you go. That's better.
The Leastern. The Leastern.
The Leastern Conference.
No yeet. I think for me, like, if Giannis is a top 5 guy,
Yeah.
it's gonna take a Godfather offer. It's gonna take, to a degree, gutting. I don't know about gut. I don't know if I would go so far as gutting the roster. I would go so far as gutting the core, the core youth.
Yeah.
Like you would, to a degree. There would not. I don't even know if you'd gut it, per se.
I think it weighs based on the Phoenix picks.
Right.
Is what the value.
And you're right. Like the Rockets in Game 7. I mean, let's call a spade here. Game 7 exposed all their weaknesses in one game. It was a microcosm of what affected this team and how they lost as many games as they did.
Yeah.
That was the reason why. No shooting, no scoring down the stretch, no like real guy they can go to kind of to create their own offense. I mean, this Rockets team was more lost than a brisket at a vegan potluck.
Oh, wow. What a fucking statement. Okay.
Brisket at a vegan potluck. Because they were. I mean, they honestly were. And that the crazy thing is that with them being exposed, Giannis covers mostly all the bases, doesn't cover the shooting, which is why I would lean towards a Kevin Durant. But
yeah,
and that's to be
another
debated
debate.
for another episode. But
That's
I'm just
another
saying.
day.
But for Giannis, he kind of covers all the bases and then some. You plug Giannis into this team, he instantly becomes a champion. You instantly become a championship contender. But now the question is, let's dive into it now, GM.
Let's hear it.
What is it going to take to bring Giannis? We already talked about a Godfather offer. We floated Alperen Sengun around. Let's ruin Rockets basketball right now. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. What is it going to take? The rumor right now, a big, strong rumor mill right now amongst a lot of these insiders is now all in agreement that a Giannis Antetokounmpo to Houston trade cannot happen unless Alperen Sengun is included. Do you agree, first and foremost? And two, is there a way that the Rockets can get Giannis without giving up Alperen Sengun? I have my opinion, but I want to hear yours.
I can say this. I can say that based on what I've been told is that the Rockets are definitely weighing out the options of trading a Sengun for Giannis. I mean, it is not something that they're taking lightly, but that is something that is being discussed internally amongst the team because Milwaukee knows that if they're going to give away a post player, what do they want in return? Another post player.
Another post player.
If people really think that Giannis,
they'll
trade Giannis for like Jalen Green and other players, Jalen Green and friends, to the Milwaukee Bucks with picks for Giannis, I just don't think that's going to work. It probably won't work. They don't want that. They want if they're gonna trade an MVP player, they're gonna want to take back someone with accolades, and Alp is an all-star. Unfortunately, in order to get anything of substantial greatness, substantial value, you've got to give equal value in return. And that's kind of what's going down. So in my opinion, the Rockets absolutely have to give up Alperen Sengun. Unfortunately, that's just the matter of fact. Well, I wouldn't say matter of fact. That's just the truth at this juncture in time, correct?
Yeah.
Unless anything else changes. But a package could revolve around many things. We've seen reports of Jabari Smith Jr.'s name being floated out there as well, and that's definitely something that the commish would not be happy about. That's definitely not on his bingo card.
Stone, right here. Stone, right here. Nope.
Threatening.
Nope.
Almost frightening.
You better not.
Borderline.
You better not. I will not host this show again.
We became the Rockets podcast.
Summit will close.
Basketball, but this is becoming the statement that is
Summit
ruining
will
Rockets
close
basketball.
its doors forever. Close its doors. Closed.
He's very serious.
Ric Flair it.
He's very
Close
serious.
the doors. No.
With a tear in my eye.
Literally, not with just one tear, multiple tears in my eye. I'm about to cut a promo live about why we should keep him.
Jesus.
You know what, GM? I'll say this in regards to a Giannis Antetokounmpo for a Alperen Sengun trade. Try to say that 5 times. That's a fucking tongue twister right there. Alperen Sengun, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
You wouldn't catch me doing that.
No, you can catch me. Wait a minute. No lemon
No.
by Pharrell. Not a thing? Okay. Well, we move on. Kudos to y'all that have stuck around. But for
Shocker.
me, there's no way you can't get Giannis without including Sengun. I'm sorry. I don't think there's a way. I do not see a path. There is no right now, I'm calling it now, there's no path. There is absolute zero path. Giannis Antetokounmpo to don a Houston Rocket uniform, you have to trade the one-time All-Star. You have to trade the budding star that is Alperen Sengun. I don't think there's any feasible way, because even if let's talk about like trades that have like happened, at least for star players that are not even of Giannis's caliber, like James Harden, James Harden in 2020. Obviously, like you can argue that maybe that offer was a lot less. Yes, but Giannis Antetokounmpo, as of this moment, we agree, is a top 5 player in the NBA.
He's also an NBA champion.
There's an NBA champion,
MVP.
and there are days, former MVP, there are days where He's the number one player in the fucking world. Like, there's no one on earth that can stop that guy from scoring and playing fantastic defense. If you're going to get a guy of that caliber that's going to catapult you to championship contendership, you have to get rid. That's the only way that this works. That is the only way. If he was 36,
Giannis?
35, yeah, if he was
like a
35,
Kevin
36,
Durant age.
yeah, as an aging, kind of like I always equate it to more like a Justin Verlander coming to the Astros at, when he was like 35,
Yeah, we're
36.
definitely not there yet.
Right, we're not there yet. And Giannis is at the peak of his powers right now. He's at the peak of his powers. So if you want that type of player, how many years does he have left on his contract?
2 years.
And
a player option for the third, I think.
Okay, so he has 2 + 1. So it's like, he's not on a contract year on top of that. We don't have leverage at this moment.
Yeah.
Unless look, at the end of the day, let's also call a spade here. Giannis is going to get to go where he wants to go. If he says, Milwaukee, I want to go to Houston, they'll most likely...
They'll figure it out.
They'll figure it out.
They'll figure a way out.
But I just don't see any feasible way, GM, that the Rockets can get Giannis without packaging an Alperen Sengun. Now,
does that mean that we want that?
yeah, that's the thing. I am... it's hard. I mean, for me, it's difficult. And I'm going to ask you in just a second.
Yeah.
For me personally, I'm still kind of wrestling with it. I
Yeah.
can wake up on a Monday morning and say, hey, yeah, let's fucking get Giannis.
Yeah.
But then you also bounce on a Wednesday and you're like, fuck, like Sengun is 22 years old. He is just like, he's only going to get better as the years progress. We only may be scratching the surface of how good he may be, and he's already one of the budding stars, young stars in the entire NBA.
Yeah.
And the NBA is finally catching up to the greatness of what Alp's been providing for the past few years for the Rockets because they're now winning. I honestly am not sure. It's still a toss-up for me. What about you, GM? How are you feeling about, Alp for Giannis? Like, is this a personal thing? Like, do you want that?
It's not personal to me.
Not personal, sorry. I mean, like, your personal choice of what you would want.
My
for the
personal
team to win a
choice
championship.
Would be whatever gets us a championship.
Okay.
I know that's a cheap way out, but if you're going to ask me today,
Cop out.
It all
Cop
varies
out.
based
Cop
on
out.
it all varies based on the offer. I mean, and there's feasible offers for me that seem fair value, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Alperen Sengun, Dylan Brooks, Cam Whitmore, and probably 3 or 4 first-round picks. Like that's enough to get it done.
Yeah.
Should be enough to get it done. You get
Agreed.
a budding star who's potentially, who could potentially be a top guy in Milwaukee. You get your defensive stopper with attitude and personality that could definitely help shape the personality of your team and add a little bit more backbone, right? And Cam Whitmore, a player that hasn't found his spot currently, but has so much explosiveness in terms of
High
athleticism
upside.
and scoring.
Very high
upside,
upside.
right? And then you add that too, like who would they have? Like if Brook Lopez stays, Chris Middleton, Dame Dunsky, they still have Kevin Porter Jr., AJ Green.
Forgot that he's on that team.
Yeah, Kevin Porter Jr. is there. Can you imagine the ultimate knucklehead trio of KPJ, Dylan Brooks, and Cam Whitmore? Holy crap!
Well, I mean, you're just selling all 3 Milwaukee fans that listen to our podcast.
Yeah,
let's get it. Let's go get them.
I mean,
let's go get them. Fuck it.
I feel like that's a fair offer, but obviously everything varies based on what Milwaukee values. They probably want Reed Shepherd, probably more picks, and maybe another player as opposed to Dylan Brooks or Cam. They probably want Jabari and Tari.
Well,
I mean, let's be real. Or they're probably trying to pry Amen Thompson. Let's be completely transparent. But in my eyes, Amen Thompson is probably the one that is untouchable.
Well, I hear. Well, that's what I heard too. I heard as a matter of fact, that he is the only untouchable.
Which
if
is
they
fair.
were to
That's
select
exactly
an
what it is.
untouchable,
Yeah.
if the management's going to select an untouchable, it's going to be Amen Thompson.
Yeah.
I agree 100%. It should be Amen Thompson. It's so funny when you think about it. Giannis Antetokounmpo on the Houston Rockets. We're just going to be a team of like no shooters. You know what I mean? I mean, we can get. I mean, granted, we can get shooters in the offseason.
Year 2 of Reed Shepherd, if he,
I know. I'm just saying, like, you start Amen Thompson.
Maybe we find a way to acquire someone else. Like maybe Pat Connaughton comes to the team.
Well,
shout
that's
out
the
to
thing.
Ryan Garris, fan of the podcast. Her husband.
Yeah, that's right. Shout out.
Shout out to Ryan. If we can get Pat too.
Well,
Who
but that's the
knows?
thing, and that's the thing too. When you get Giannis, it actually may not just be Giannis, depending on the players and salaries that have to match, and
Yeah.
there may
There's a
be
lot of
a second
gymnastics
player,
here.
right? A lot of
Yeah.
cap gymnastics that have to go into it. For me, I look at the end of the day, if Giannis brings us a title, as a Rockets fan, I just want to win a championship, man.
care
I
who's
don't
here.
fucking care. I just don't care. I remember fans were so against, rewind it to 2017, fans were so adamant against getting Chris Paul. Oh, Chris Paul, da-da-da. And me and Justin said the same thing before we even started this podcast. We were like,
Yeah.
if Chris Paul brings us a championship,
I don't
freaking care.
Yeah.
Like, it does not matter to me. And I think that should be the overarching proposition for fans is no matter what, you can fall in love with these players. I mean, that's what sports is about. You fall in love with the players, you fall in love with your team. But I think players fall in love more with the players than they end up falling in love with the team. I think at the end of the day, and you want to win a championship. And I think that's what this team needs. And Stone, Stone's earned our trust. So whatever it may be, they got to get it done. And I believe truly if they can get Giannis, let's say they make a crazy draft night trade and the 10th pick goes and, everything happens and we get Giannis on draft night. Let's just say, for instance, can you imagine free agency opening up with Giannis as a Rocket? Could you imagine the players that are going to want to come?
Yep.
The players are going to want to come. Coupled with, let's just say the remaining players are Jalen Green, Jabari Smith Jr.,
Tari Eason.
I don't know. Tari Eason may have to be packaged in that trade.
It
realistically.
varies.
So, yeah, let's just say, like, you have that young core, right?
Jabari.
Fred, you can now reroute, you can now contort Fred's contract to make it work. I'm sure Fred will want to come back now, definitely. I mean, I know he wants to come back, but they will make that work as well. You just kind of plug him in with this, like, crop of the team. Like, the core will, I mean, obviously you replace him for Sengun, but the core of the team, besides Sengun, will still be mostly intact. Mm-hmm. So, with Amen Thompson included in there, and you add Giannis to that equation, just imagine the free agents that are going to want to come. It may lead to, going back 2017 again, you can get a PJ Tucker, a Luke Bahamute, like these veterans that are going to be like, hey, I want to win a title. Let's freaking go. Like,
let me help you.
Let me help the booming youth with the freaking top 5 superstar, a top coach in Ime Udoka, a culture-driven Houston Rockets. I mean, sky's the limit for this team. Now, I'm not trying to whet the appetite of Rockets fans everywhere by saying this is going to happen, but if it does, you may have to let go of that love, not the love of Sengun, but you may have to let go of that and know that once you get Giannis, all systems go. We're going for a 2026 title.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I mean, we were the 2 seed this year, and we were up there. We were a team that deserved to be there at that state. And we couldn't succeed. But Giannis can definitely be someone that can push us over the top.
He'll get us there, man.
Because he's an MVP.
He'll get us there.
And
he'll bring shooters.
Shooters will follow.
Shooters will follow.
I feel like players do want to play with Giannis. I mean, granted,
I
no
don't
one
know.
wants.
Did you say you did not say that with confidence? By the way, you were like, I think they want to play with Giannis. Like the way you said, like that
Well,
was
okay. This
no
is the
confidence.
thing about playing with Giannis. I don't think anyone in their right mind really wants to live in Milwaukee. Let's be honest. But but if they are in Houston, who is considered a top city for NBA players, and everyone
Sell
knows
it to the NBA.
Everybody
players.
knows
Sell
why they love Houston. And
I need you to sell it like Shawn Michaels in SummerSlam 05.
Oh, geez. All right. Over the top. But, like
He gets it.
all players would probably want to come here and play with Giannis. Outside of the heat, literally, the heat, it's humid AF. It's hot.
There was actually another report, too, that Giannis didn't want to play with Pat Riley. So that there's reports going around right now that Giannis doesn't want to play for Pat.
So, I mean, Miami is out.
So if Miami's out,
if reports are true, Spurs are out.
Spurs might be out.
So I wouldn't say might. I think Spurs are pretty much out.
I think we're all Thunder fans.
I think right now your destinations are slimming down. I'm really surprised to see Toronto on the list, but to Bovada, we're the favorites currently. It's very interesting. I don't know if
no one can beat our offer.
I just don't know if I can completely believe that.
Yeah, I know.
But
but it's hard to beat our offer. We have a ton of picks.
I mean, Windhorst talked about it on ESPN. Like, watch for Houston.
Yeah.
And it's a true statement. Whether it is Giannis or anyone else, like a KD or Devin Booker, there's definitely wind where there's smoke, there is fire.
I want Kevin Durant.
And I mean,
Me
I do
personally.
too. I do too.
Me
But you know,
personally.
everything varies.
I'm just letting you know, Chad.
price
that I want
wise.
Kevin Durant.
Price wise, I mean, he's
Yeah.
making about the same amount that Giannis is this year. Next
He's
year,
gonna
I mean.
take less than a Godfather off.
So you know,
I want Durant.
finding $50 million to give away. I mean, I can say that you know there are players that KD does like on this team who he has relationships with. Fred, Jalen, I believe Amen. Those are three guys that KD speaks very highly of, and he has personal relationships with.
We're going to hold that for a future episode, obviously.
Yeah.
So just letting y'all know now.
We'll talk about that.
There will be a Giannis or KD debate in a future episode, so that we will discuss that.
We'll probably have to bring on our third guy for that, but you know, so we can all talk about it.
I want to know how DJ feels about it.
I don't know. DJ, we haven't
Should
seen
call
you
him.
nor heard from you, but we hope you're doing
I know.
okay, brother.
I hope the Yeet man is eating right now.
It's a Friday. And
Yeah,
it's
he's eating.
the end of the school year.
Yeah, he's off work.
So my man's
eating.
yeah.
Obviously, if he's not eating as of this moment,
I'd be
as of
disappointed.
5:53 p.m. on Friday, May 16th, I'll be heartbroken. Let's go ahead and move on, GM. But before we do, obviously, let's give an ad and a shout out once again to J Bar M, the best, not wings, but barbecue.
The best barbecue in H-Town. Minutes from Toyota Center. Plenty of food selections. Let me tell you this. I'm going to sell you on this right now. Their brisket taco salad might be the best taco salad in Houston. If you guys went to Elkins High School like we did,
do like taco
had the
salads.
best taco salad in school,
I do like taco
it's
salads.
very reminiscent of me being a teenager. I don't feel the same after, you know, but it's amazing.
Yeah, we can't play
and it's delicious.
basketball right after.
It is possibly one of the greatest dishes that they've made. And if you want to try something different, their brisket lasagna. Amazing. That is something that I suggest for everybody. Make sure to hang out, bring your family. They got a beer garden, big LED TV in which we have thrown watch parties, plenty of food, plenty of alcohol, great deals all over the weekend. Make sure to go check them out and make sure to tell them that Apollo sent you.
We've never actually mentioned this on the show as we advertise for them, but they actually do have a play area for the kids.
Yes,
literally
they do.
a play area.
Yes, for those with families.
For the children. So, like, it is very, and we're not, you know, just because they sponsor our show, I will genuinely say this as a person who was formerly a teacher and was around kids all the time. I mean, it's a great place to be. Like, it honestly is. And there's an actual play area for the kids to play while, like, the parents, like, hang out and talk, like, or just hang out. And, like, if they want to listen to live music even, there's literally a play area not 20 feet. Like, so that's the awesome part about all of this. So, J Bar M, once again, the best barbecue in the city of H-Town. Once again, located just minutes from the Toyota Center, where yours and mine's and America's team, Houston Rockets, play their
Shout out Craig
basketball. I know. Thank you.
Yeah.
Friend of the show.
There you go.
Friend of the show, by the way.
Yeah.
Let's get ready to go home here, but before we do, let's do one more subject. You did present already an offer of what it would take.
Mm-hmm.
If you are Rafael Stone right now, take the lens of just being a Rockets fan out of it.
Mm-hmm.
What would it take to bring Giannis to Houston? Give me your Rafael Stone, as my voice cracked, trade package.
Those three guys, maybe include Jock Landale.
Well, can you repeat it? Repeat
Okay, so
the three
Alperen
guys again.
Sengun, Dylan Brooks, Cam Whitmore, and Jock Landale's non-guaranteed year, plus number 10, the exchange next year, I think in 26 for Brooklyn. And what is it, 2027 Phoenix pick?
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah,
29
Mhm.
Phoenix pick?
Mm-hmm. So
For
basically all of Phoenix's
Giannis and Connaughton, or a shooter, or bring back KPJ. Let's make everyone happy in Houston because everyone loves that guy. But I'd say probably Connaughton. We need a shooter, and I think that he knows his role, and I think that he could help the team.
Well, the final boss would be proud.
But yeah, I like that deal. I think that
Do you feel comfortable?
I feel comfortable.
So
with
okay,
that.
so let's let me route this. Alperen Sengun,
Mhm.
Dylan Brooks,
Mhm.
Jock Landale,
Yep.
all of Phoenix's picks.
Cam Whitmore.
All of Phoenix's picks.
I mean, that's probably what it's going to take. I don't want to give them all up, but that's probably what it's going to take. There's a stark difference between what I want and what's probably needed.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, for me, Sengun is in the trade. Now, guys, let me just preface it by saying this. It's not like we're not trying to say, like, oh, let's get rid of Sengun. We just don't think it's a feasible way.
Yep.
I just don't see it feasibly.
Doesn't make sense.
The salaries aren't going to match. Jalen's stock is so low right now. They're not going to want Jalen. Like, it's not going to work. Like, I'm just being realistic here. So realistically, preface this, realistically, I'll match you. I'll go Sengun, Dylan Brooks as well. Jock Landale, just like you said, just for salary filler, just to make this match and to possibly bring in another shooter. I think Tari Eason gets included.
Oof,
I think Tari has to be included.
Over Cam?
If the Rockets don't want to expend all of their picks, which I think Stone does not want to do. I think Stone wants to hold on to at least one of the Phoenix picks. So to do that, you have to extrapolate Tari Eason. There's your word of the day, extrapolate. I know. We like to learn things on this show. But to get to get Giannis Antetokounmpo, I think Tari Eason has to be included in this trade if they don't want to get rid of all their picks, which I don't think realistically from Stone's perspective, he's just going to want to wipe all the Phoenix picks. Yeah. I don't think he's going to want to do that. I think he wants to hold on to at least one. So I think Tari does get included in a deal like that. It does gut the bench to a degree, but in essence, it also kind of doesn't because Jabari, as of now, still essentially comes off the bench unless they start him at the 3 spot. Or the 4 spot. I guess, they start him at the 4 spot.
It's going to be Fred, Jalen, Amen, Giannis, and probably Steven Adams if they can bring him back.
Yeah. So no Jabari as a starter. So if Jabari stays on the bench, then, you at least get to keep that. You do lose the Energizer bunny of Tari Eason, but you can get that back. You can get a player like that back. Like you just have to dig. But there are dogs out there. You just got to find where the dogs are.
Yeah.
There you got to find the dogs. So I think that's what it's going to take. I'd swap out Cam, and I think it's going to take Tari. Especially if you want a player like Connaughton as well back, like of that caliber.
Connaughton had a down year.
If there's a shooter, but he's a shooter at the end of the day.
His value may be lower.
Also shooters are just a premium now in today's NBA. Fair. So that's why I don't think there's a viable way you can get both of them. If you just get Giannis strictly alone, then maybe you can do Cam. I just think Tari has to be included in a trade. It's not gonna be Tari or Jabari, and at the end of the day, guys, I'm just a Jabari guy, so
that's fair statement.
Tari has to be included in that trade. So sorry, it is what it is. I'm not trying to get rid of all these guys. It's just realistically, this is what we believe, what it's gonna take to get Giannis, and we want to know your thoughts right now. Drop it right here in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe on this episode, and also drop the comment. What do you think it would take for the Houston Rockets to get Giannis Antetokounmpo? And please tell me why Alperen Sengun would not be included in the trade. I would love to hear it.
Yeah.
Give me one feasible offer. I will be on the Apollo account. Give me one feasible offer. I
don't think they will, but
I'll tell you this. Give me one feasible offer, and I will mention it next episode. Either myself or the GM. We'll talk about it. We'll break it down. If you can bring us a feasible offer without offering Alperen Sengun, we will sit here on the show and we'll debate it. We'll talk about it.
Sure.
If we think it's feasible enough. Can we agree on that?
Yeah.
I think that'd be fun.
That's fair. We can totally do that, yeah.
All right, sounds good. So like I said, comment right now. What would it take to get Giannis Antetokounmpo to the Houston Rockets? GM, let's get ready to go home here. Off-season's hot. It's percolating as we speak. We're not even in the month of June.
Hot and heavy.
Not even in the month of June. So let's get ready to go home here.
Oh, yeah.
Tell the people what they want one time.
Make sure to follow me on socials at JP_Mirabueno. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at Summit, SOMPOD. And make sure to follow the podcast on Instagram at Summit State of Mind _POD. And make sure to follow us on all socials at ApolloHOU. And do not forget to drop that elbow drop on the subscribe button on YouTube.
The Macho Man.
At ApolloHOU. Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Love me some Macho Man.
Got you for 3 minutes of playtime. Sorry. Just trying to finish the ad.
Shout out Garrett. But yeah, make sure to do all that for us. We love your support. We're at 14.5K subs. So
Ever growing.
Let's all do that. Let's get that.
Absolutely. You can follow me on Twitter as well at SummitCommish. Once again, just thank you so much for watching, listening. 261 episodes.
Yikes.
We're closing on another offseason for the Houston Rockets, but the highest upside offseason we've ever had on this show. So it's just it's an exciting time to be a Houston fan. As the rumors continue to percolate throughout the show, throughout the upcoming months, we will be here to break down all of it for y'all. Our show is not going away. We will be, periodically coming up with episodes. May not be like 2 a week like what we would normally do, but we will be, putting out episodes still, especially as the rumors begin to happen. If there's a big, if we get a big shams drop tomorrow about Kevin Durant,
We'll probably be back.
We'll be back tomorrow. Like it is what it is. We'll figure it out. And that's what we do. I mean, that's what we do as your favorite top Houston Rockets podcast as we continue to ruin other Houston Rockets podcasts everywhere. Just love to see it.
That we do.
Let's get ready to go home here, GM. So let's give the people what they want one time. Oh, wait, no, let's not. I have to end this episode as I end every episode with a Go Summit. Go Apollo. And, man, Giannis Antetokounmpo is a Houston Rocket. It might happen. Go Rockets.
Go Rockets. Tonight, Knicks in 6.
Oh! Oh, 4 letters. 1 word. Yeet. I love the Brunson burner.